Hi, and welcome to the third preview video for Hyperdukin's second set, Power Surge. This week we look at the final new fighter for Alpha Block Set 2, the Blue Fighter, the Lightning Dancer, Louise the Cockatiel. Lucy's childhood friend, Louise always manages to find herself bending to Lucy's will, going along with whatever Lucy does. Louise is much more concerned about her personal safety than Lucy, so fights from a distance, specializing in key-based attacks. Louise's blue deck is the hardest to pilot of Power Surge, needing its pilot to make precise and deliberate actions, attacking at the right time with the right attacks, making the correct calls for blocking, balancing their hand correctly, and using tactics at the right time. Louise rewards forward planning. Louise's signature attack, Lightning Blast, is a level 1 attack with 4 power that previews a new keyword, Reversal. Reversal effects can only be used if, during the last action that combat, you blocked your opponent's attack with a block card. Timing is very specific here, but the condition itself is pretty open. On attack, Lightning Blast will raise your Hyper 2, and if you can use its reversal effect, it cannot be blocked. That's it. Block with a block card, respond with an unblockable attack. Lightning Blast is ultimately a very simple card, but like a lot of simple cards, incredibly powerful, especially so if you can repeat it multiple times in a game, which isn't the most difficult thing in the world to pull off. Lightning Blast by itself isn't the full picture, however, as both forms of Louise synergize directly with it, making Lightning Blast an even stronger card. Louise's Burst Fighter form keeps with the block card theme, raising her Hyper 2 whenever she blocks an attack with a block card. This isn't as fast as it seems on face value. It's still 5 blocks to reach Hyper form and entirely reactive. It all depends on your opponent performing an attack worth blocking and you having blocks. So you still need to be a bit proactive with Louise, getting in some opportune shots at your opponent. While there is the chance that Louise may only use her effect once per combat due to its condition, it's a very synergistic effect that can be used in combination with additional effects that stack up quite quickly. You may gain additional Hyper depending on your choice of block card, then use Lightning Blast as a follow-up that gives her an additional 2 Hyper. It's not completely out of the question to end up with 7 Hyper total after all is said and done with just 2 cards from your hand. Lucy might be very quick to Hyperform, but Louise is no slouch. Louise's Hyperform expresses her focus on special attacks by stopping your opponent from preventing their combat damage. Lightning Blast on reversal becomes a straight 4 damage that your opponent cannot do anything about, a vastly stronger attack, while her other specials just do straight damage if not blocked. A very powerful effect that essentially shuts down most breaker cards the more you lean into specials. Even if you just pack Lightning Blast, it still helps, given Lightning Blast is a main game plan by itself. Secondly, Louise has the ability to discard 1 to search for Lightning Blast when she blocks an attack with a block card used from her hand. No longer does she have to worry about setting up for Lightning Blast by hoarding it and a block card in her hand, provided she still has copies of Lightning Blast in her arsenal. Louise can just pitch into it and get full reversal effects. Unblockable, unpreventable 4 damage, 2 Hyper. You just have to keep copies of Lightning Blast in your arsenal. This also frees up your hand to do other things, likely more proactive or control focused attacks. Louise can also draw a card when her Hyper reaches max, something that always helps. Can't go wrong with card advantage. For the more slow, reactive, and methodical player, Louise is a perfect fit. She rewards decisive and planned maneuvers. Louise is also perfect for people that like to combine the effects of multiple cards for a larger payoff, especially in Power Surge's constructed format, where she shines very brightly. Thank you for watching today's preview video for Hyperdukin Alpha Block Set 2 Power Surge. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date with Hyper-Druken news and content. Come back next week when we start to look at Carter cards for D-Stinger, Mark, and Louise, as well as cards from their respective arsenals.